Well, here we are back at the shop talk, and as you can see, I'm working on my boat. So one of the things I've done is I've decided to remove the strakes. I think I might go back a little further on this, but I'm removing the strakes part way up, and I've put some carbon fiber reinforcement in there, and I may have to do more. So I'm going to get my palm sander and just kind of palm sand this and get it flat. And never done this before, so this is kind of a new experience. So that's kind of where we're at with the boat. I decided to take the stuffing tube out and just completely redo the boat. That way I can get the motor moved a little bit farther forward. I'm also going to go, instead of a 130 cable, I'm going to go back with a 150 cable. So we're going to do that. I think the battery tray is fine. It's a little farther forward than I'd like, but I'm going to still need room to get everything in the weight forward. For some reason this boat needs weight forward. I tried to make it as light as possible back here. I also, if you look, I put a carbon fiber piece in the back of the transom, and I filled all the holes real nice, so that turned out really good. And now it's just a matter of doing these strakes. So I'll get going and see if I can't get those done a little bit, and then we'll be back to see how I did, I guess. So anyway, so there's where we're at with it, and we'll just see how it goes. Anyway, be back. Well, here for an update. Trying to do this holding the camera. We ended up getting the whole bottom we did inlay with carbon fiber, and we're doing pretty good on the removing this skegs right here. Got that one done, that one done. I had to add a little carbon fiber on one of them, then I just put a final coat of epoxy on there. And so then these will all get flat. Once that's flat, I'll shoot it with a little bit of primer and then wet sand that all up. And that's kind of where we're at. We've got the motor mounted to a new motor mount, so that'll go in. And I'll put, I put a little coat of epoxy resin on the back. That'll all get sanded flat, and we'll see from there. So that's kind of the update on the Mini 23 at the moment. Everything's a little bit messy, but that's what happens when you work. So stick around, I'll be back with some more updates. Okay, it's been a few days since we have worked on this. So what we've gotten done is we've gotten the motor mounted, we've put a battery in there, we've put the speed control in there, and we've done a carbon fiber inlay. So we've done both the transom, carbon fiber, and an inlay, but up to the battery tray. We've changed quite a bit here. We've moved from where we had them before, we've moved the trim tabs further out. Now one of the reasons, I don't know if it's in the shot. One of the reasons I've done that is because the boat tended to skip in a corner. So we're going to try to run the longer stinger. Okay, I've got a couple, the other one is shorter. I've moved these out. I've changed the turn fin bracket. I've actually, this used to have just a hole through it, then you put a nut and washer on there, and I don't like that. So I actually put a 3mm helicoil in this aluminum piece for both those. So I've done that. I've moved these out. I can still get to this adjustment screw here, no problem. I've moved the rudder bracket this way and flipped it a little bit. So I still have plenty of room for my propellers. This is a 38mm, so I could probably get by with a 40. Now one of the things I'm going to do now is I'm going to go ahead and I just got this motor mount tack glued in here. So I know where I want to put it, and it's farther this way than what it was by maybe, I'm going to say, an inch or so. To try to shift the weight to the front a little bit, it was a little bit tail heavy, so that should help. So I'm going to knock this out. There's quite a bit of room. I can get my finger underneath that motor real easy. So I'm going to go ahead and pull this motor mount back out. I'm going to take the fiberglass pieces off. I'm going to cut them down quite a bit, so I can get this motor down farther, lower, and more of a flatter angle. Instead of this angle here, I can always change this. This is not all glued in or anything yet either. So that's what I'm going to work on next. So stick around. I'll be back with that update, and we're making some progress with this. So pretty happy about that. And this boat will be back on the water soon. Okay, we're back, and we've got a lot done, accomplished. We removed the engine mount, and we shaved off on the bottom of the engine mount down here at the bottom. We shaved off probably 3/16 of an inch to lower the whole motor and motor mount. So we still have plenty of room underneath. That's not an issue. We've got the stuffing tube preliminarily lined up. So what I'm waiting on, and we'll have that portion here in just a minute, but I'm waiting for the collet. So as soon as the collet comes in, I'll finish filming this episode. But once I get the collet on the motor and get the motor put back on where it belongs, I can get how much of this stuffing tube I'm going to have to cut off for the collet. Once that's done, I've already balanced it. It balances absolutely perfect with this 4-cell battery, or 3-cell. It's actually a 3,000 milliamp 3-cell. So it should be pretty close to what a 4-cell will be as well if I decide to want to run a 4-cell on this. But anyway, there you go. That's where we're at right now. I also got a, tentatively, I put in the mount for the speed control. So that sets right up against the motor, and it sets right up against this battery tray. Should be just perfect. So we're just, like I said, waiting for the collet. We'll be right back with that and go ahead and finish this build. And then the last part, we'll go ahead and get everything glued in, get the motor mount glued in. We'll get the stuffing tube cut and glued in with the collet on and everything, and then it's just a matter of buttoning everything up. So once we get all that done, of course, then the fun part is we have to strip the boat again and we're going to go ahead and paint it. I'm going to run down to the paint store, and somebody told me there's an app you can get online on the App Store, so I might try that first because I really want to match this paint. I really like this paint. I just think it really makes the boat look good. And believe it or not, I had a bass boat. It was a Cajun Esprit, 1985. Beautiful, beautiful boat. 115 horse Yamaha, run around 55 mile an hour. It was rated for 150 horse, the boat, but it was so stable, so nice. And it had basically the same color scheme. It had this color bottom, and it was red, and then it also had some black in it. So I think the deck was black, and then it had a red stripe. I should have probably done it the other way around, but that's all right. Anyway, that's where we're at right now. We'll be right back with the collet. Okay, we're back. So we're gonna end this video here, but here's what we got done. We got the bottom of the boat is all painted. It's just painted this morning, so it's still you can touch it, but it's still not cured. We've got the motor mount put in there. We also have, if you can see, we've got the a little tube holder to hold the stuffing tube and brace it there, as well as glued in the back. We have all the holes drilled, of course. Got that all done. The boat's about as smooth as I can get it on the bottom. This is an old boat. We retained the hole for the water outlet, so that'll all be run the same. Speed control bracket or plate is put in there, so that's all done. So yeah, we've got quite a bit of this done already. We've got all the hardware set out. I made this little bracket for the servo. So what I did is I took this is like a 2 mil or 1.5 mil carbon fiber piece. Boy, it really doesn't want to focus there, does it? There we go. And I used double-sided tape, and that's on there really good. And then I just glued, it's still wet. I used, for epoxy, I ended up using JB Weld steel because I wanted to form like a little gully in there, which I did. And just to give you an idea, this is a 2 mil plywood, light ply, It's exactly the same size as this piece, and I weighed them. Believe it or not, the carbon fiber weighed just about twice as much as that little wood piece. So carbon fiber is a little flatter. It's easier to get the double-sided to work and stick to it and everything, so we're going to use that. And the way this is going to be designed and how this is going to work is this will fit inside the boat up on the shelf and then make the, see if I can't get a good picture of this. It's going to go right there along those lines, and then that will hold the servo in place, okay, and keep it level, so when the rod comes through it'll all line up. So that's how that's designed. So you can change. I don't want to leave this boat sitting on the non-cured paint. So what you can do is you can actually, if you need to, you can make this longer or shorter. So you leave it long and then you can file it so you want to make it as close to 90 as you can. Real simple, real easy. You can still remove the servo if you need to. I'll glue that probably in with epoxy and with carbon fiber ground up in there. So anyway, that's where we're at. So stay tuned for the next video. We will go ahead and assemble all the hardware and get that all done and start putting the boat together. So till next time, take care. Thanks for stopping by. Please subscribe. Please hit the comment. We want to hear what you have to say, what you think about this boat. It's kind of one of my favorites, not because I've had it so long, but because it's kind of a nice little boat, easy to run. It'll run really good on 2S. It'll run really good on 3S, and it'll probably scream like a Banshee on 4S. We're going to use, it's a 2958, I believe it is, and it's a rocket motor, and it's a 4400 kV. We'll see how that works. So 2S, it should rip really good. 3S, it should be almost 50 mile an hour, I'm going to bet. It run 46 with a 3180. So we're jumping up the kV a little bit. And we're still going to be using the 90 Flycolor with the modified water block on it. So if you haven't seen the video on this, go back and check it out. This thing works extremely well. I also have a video on converting to Flycolor 150 as well. It makes them a little bit taller, but it makes them much more narrow and a lot easier to run the hoses. So there you go on that. Anyway, subscribe, and we'll catch you on the next one, man. Thanks.